Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty cool. So anyway, I go to the store or go to the shop. It turns out that I thought they kept pitching this thing as a documentary, right, on con men. So it's a documentary.
Yeah.
Documentaries are typically low budget.
Right.
So
Relatively.
Right. I mean, there are other ones, right? There are the ones with reenactments. But when I think of documentaries with reenactments, I typically think about like I Almost Got Away with It, or which is one of the best ones is Locked Up Abroad. Like that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I saw a really good one recently where they had really fucking good reenactments. What was
Was
that?
it Netflix or something?
It was Netflix. Something
They're
on-
doing great ones. Like they're really doing good reenactments.
This one was like crazy with like cartoons and animations and fuck, I can't remember what it was right now.
Well, so anyway, so I get there, and they had said, "Oh, there's going to be there's going to be B-roll and some reenactments." Like I felt like, okay, this is kind of low budget. Listen, so I get there. Man, this place, I was way wrong, bro. Like this is like top notch. Like, did I send you the pictures?
You did.
Oh, man, bro, they've got
fucking crazy.
Bro, you know those red cameras? The camera, like how much are those things?
They vary. Like the cheapest ones are 15,000. They go up to they're in the hundreds of thousands.
Like they've got like every other camera I'm looking at is red. I mean, they've got it's huge. They've rebuilt all of these sets for the main set that they have. Like they have this huge set that they're using, which is like a museum, and it's super ultra modern. They've rebuilt all of these rooms in the museum inside of their not studio, but what do you call it? Like the back
Soundstage?
lot. It's I don't know, whatever. It's like a huge building, and they've got these
Right.
rooms inside. They got all these sets, and
Yeah,
it's like
it's soundstage.
right away I start realizing
It's a real deal.
this is way big. And then I'm like, hey, are you doing reenactments? They're like, yeah. I'm like, who did you get to play me? They pull up the pictures of the guy, and I'm like,
Really?
that's really not bad.
Do you have a picture of him?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, I would
should've.
love to see the
I
guy
should've.
that got you to play.
Yeah.
Played
Could you imagine them scouting the guy, scouting the actors, getting them to
yeah.
getting them to do auditions to be Matt Cox?
man.
They were like, he's your height, he's your size. They said he's about your body, your
good hairline?
yeah. I was like,
Whole
Great
nine.
hairline.
I was like, nice.
Wow.
It was good stuff. So anyway, I go there, I do that. So that we spent like 4 or 5 days shooting. I was interviewed by all these different psychiatrists, took all these tests. Then I fly back, went to Atlanta. There was a bomb scare in Atlanta. So it was like 4 hours in Atlanta. I finally get on my plane. Oh, no. What? That's what I was going to tell you. That's what we were laughing about. When I get to the United States. So when I went into Amsterdam, by the way, I walk up to passport control. I show him my passport. Guy looks at the passport and he goes, okay. He said, where are you staying? And I went, oh, man, I don't know. Hold on. I start looking through my paperwork. And he goes, where are you here? Business or pleasure? I go, oh, business. He goes, what's the name of the company? And I went, God, it's like Tops. I don't know. It's like, I don't know, it's German or something. I don't know. I'm looking. He's sitting there. He goes,
Whatever. Move on.
yeah, he goes, yeah, man, you're okay. Just go. It's fine. I walk right in. I'm like,
That was easy.
done. I get to the United States after standing in line for whatever, 30, 40
When
minutes.
you're coming home?
Coming in to the United States,
Yeah.
coming home. I get in there, walk through passport or, in the line. The 6 or 7 people in front of me, like, they walk up, they flash their passport. Boom. The guy goes, he scans it. He goes, okay, thank you. Next one. Thank you. Next one. Thank you. Thank you. I get there. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Puts the passport way over here, like I was going to snap it. It's like I'm going to snap it out of his hand and run. Where am I going? And I was like, huh. And then he starts kind of, looking through he's got the computers, but he's going down on the screen, right? He's like not scanning, but whatever. He's click, click. Click, 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 click.
Oh, fuck.
Click, 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 click. He's going on and going. I mean, it's a lot. He's sitting there and he looks at me and I go, finally, now I'm thinking, this is not good. It was, and I said, how bad is it? And he goes, well, it is what it is. And I was like, I mean, am I going to make my flight? And he goes, well, you're definitely going to have to talk to somebody. I can tell you that. And as I was like, I mean, I'm cutting it close on my flight. I ended up missing it anyway because of the bomb scare. But I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, a guy comes walking down. I see him walking. The guy takes my passport, the guy I'm talking to, puts it in this thick, clear plastic bag with a zipper, zips it up, and hands it to this guy, who walks right up, grabs it, and he goes, "You're going to have to follow me, Mr. Cox." And I was like, how does he know my name? And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I follow him. I have to sit down for about 5 minutes while these guys are talking, and then finally they call me up, and I walk up. I walk up, and the guy's like, "So what's this about?" And I went, I don't know. I said, "I'm not sure." He said, "You know what it's about." And I went, "Well, I mean, I assuming I'm a felon." He's looking, he goes, "It's more than that." And I went, and I looked at her, and I thought, okay, it was funny before, like, because I know I'm good. And he goes, "Do you have anything?" And I went, like, now I'm thinking, do they think I have drugs? Like,
Yeah.
And I went, "Have anything?" He goes, "Yeah, I mean, you're on federal probation." He said, how did you leave the United States? And I go, "Well, I have permission. I wouldn't leave without permission." And he goes, "Oh, you'd be surprised how many people do." And I went, he goes, "Do you have anything?" I said, "Yeah." I said, I have a travel permit from my probation officer. And I said, "I have a motion from my judge that says I'm allowed to leave the United States." And he looks at him.
All manufactured on Photoshop.
Yeah, right.
Oh, he sat there and he said, "What did you do? It's like a Ponzi scheme or something?" I went, No, it's real estate. It was just real estate." He's like, well, what is it? Because he said, he said, there's I forget, it wasn't a red notice. He didn't say a red notice. He said something else with Interpol. He said, "There's an Interpol such and such on." He said,
Oh, like a watch list or
right.
something, right?
And I said, "Still?" And he goes, and he went, "I mean, no, but there was." He said, he said, like, "Well, what did you do?" I said, "Well, I was on the run for like 3 years." He goes, "Oh, okay." And I said, "I have multiple passports." And I go, "But that one's good." And he goes, "Okay." And so we had this like 15-minute conversation. And I'm like, "Bro, I mean, honestly," I said, "am I going to be able to make my flight?" He goes, yeah. Let's just wrap this up. Okay. So he scanned this and
Tell him to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the podcast. Hey, can you do me a favor real quick before I go?
So I leave. Then there was the bomb scare thing, and that was 3 hours later. And but yeah, that was funny.
Wow.
It was funny. Like I really thought, I really felt like I was gonna sail right through.
Yeah. Are you sweating? Are you nervous at that time?
I wasn't nervous
Little bit?
until he started doing. Once I thought, okay, well, maybe it's. I didn't even really think federal probation. I just thought felon. Like I knew there had been what's called a red notice on me at one time, and all that means is like arrest him immediately.
Yeah.
And hold this person. Don't detain him, like hold him.
Yeah.
And don't notify, because they have other notices like, "Look, let him in, but notify us." But it wasn't that. For me, it was like, no, you hold him. So I thought it might be that, but then he said federal probation, and then he was like, "Do you have, like, when my probation officer, she's given me travel permits before, and nobody's ever asked me for it. So when he asked for it, I was like, oh, gee, thank God I printed that thing out.
Yeah.
Like, nice, got it. Thank God I brought the motion too. And
Cha-ching.